Well, good morning, people. Welcome back to the grumpy old git in the corner. Well, today I've got to start with an apology. And believe it or not, this is to YouTube. I've been complaining the last few weeks that I ain't been getting alerts for anything. Well, yesterday I fired up my laptop. It needed some updates to keep it up. Obviously I'll keep it as a backup. And lo and behold, all the alerts are working on it. But not on here. Now, I can only presume that when I run a form of cleaner the other week, me being the tech expert that I am, press the wrong button. And I've obviously deleted some settings or turned notifications off. This is only what I'm presuming. I can't find any notifications on there that are different to that. They're both set up the same, but for some reason that's not getting notifications. So YouTube, sorry about that. It isn't you. Well, we do know that you remove comments, but on the whole, the alerts would seem it's down to me. So, but at the moment, I don't quite know what I'm going to do. I've got both devices running, so I am getting some form of alerts now, but it means I've got to keep the other laptop open until I can find out what I've done wrong on here. Me and tech, we're just not compatible whatsoever. But anyway, enough of my problems. So old Carnage Khan is continuing his rampage in London. He's sticking his neck right out this time and ploughing on with the ULEZ scheme, the expansions. But this is despite most of the science saying it won't make any difference, or very, very little difference. The people of London don't want it. He's basically isolated himself from them now with what he's been doing and the corruption. But I had a thought yesterday. Now, I've never heard them talk about this through all the science and bollocks that he's been doing. A lot of it he's covered up, but there was no aircraft flying about, or very few, on Monday. Did anybody think to take a pollution reading then? You know, the fact that London is surrounded by airports. I've never heard it mentioned. Just a thought. But at the end of the day, I'm still convinced, in my opinion, the largest amount of pollution that enters London air by far is the hot air and the shit that comes out of Westminster. I mean, it's pumped out of there as poison on a daily basis, isn't it? But no, that was just a thought that came into my head yesterday. But anyway, moving on. So when this thing took over, running the country, unelected, the country was in a right fucking state due to previous wannabe dictators, but he was part of that as well. So, but to me, this is the most scandalous parliament we've ever had, in my opinion. Certainly the worst that I can ever remember. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Roland promised and said he was clamping down on water companies and the pollution they're pumping into the rivers, the beaches, lakes, wherever. Excuse me, people, I've got a hell of an itch. Oh. Sorry about that. Yeah, he was going to put in place big fines for these water companies that break the rules. I believe some of them were fined for breaking the pollution rules. Now, unknown to me at the time, most of these rules came from the EU. Just a thought, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But now, a couple of weeks in, boom, he's going to relax the rules. He's going to give them some big tax rebates. And this is to facilitate building new homes, or so he says. Now, you're going to build thousands of new homes. That's going to add tons and tons more shit. It's going to add gallons and gallons and gallons of piss to a system that can't cope already, and that overflows into our waterways, adding to the pollution. What kind of fucking idiot are you, Roland? You're an absolute fucking disgrace. I mean, don't forget the fatbergs that are going to build up in these new sewers that they're supposed to be put in, because they will, due to the sort of people that they're going to be putting in there, without being abusive or anything like that. We know the cause of fatbergs in London. It's due to a certain population. Not solely, but mainly. So he's building these houses because there's a housing crisis, he says. That's been around for years, mate. You haven't bothered doing anything about it before. Why is it that time and time again, you and the assholes that you sit with around that table will jump on everybody's crisis around the world, bar your own people's here in England? We've got a crisis going on, but you don't fucking give a shit about that, do you? You just ignore the British people. He kept saying, we're going to take our rights back from the ECHR, the European Court of Human Rights. This was going to be taken back within view of sorting out the migrant problem. No, you haven't done a thing, but you'll quite happily go against the European laws on pollution. Do I need to say more? But I don't think anybody should take this new house building shit into account, because they're not for us. They're not for us, Brits, believe me. He wants to build 100,000 new homes. How many hundreds of thousands of migrants have we took in? Put one and one together, people. You'll get 2. He'll get 5. But no, in my mind now, London is lost. It's not our capital city anymore. It's a den of criminals. And most of those are in power. You've only had to see what the Notting Hill Carnival turned into this year. People running around with machetes in front of the police. What the fuck? That's not England. There are new knife laws coming out, incidentally. I haven't seen the video yet. It's over an hour long. But I will try and get the gist of it. But basically all they're going to do is re-ban the ones they've already banned, the zombie weapons. Although most of the knives used in knife crime nowadays are kitchen implements. But there you go, what they're going to do. Ban us from having knives in the kitchens as well now. Well, I'm going to leave it there for today. I shall only get myself worked up. There will be a live Friday as usual. I will try and do it the same as last week, 4 o'clock, with a shut-off time of 7 unless anything crops up in the meantime. But hopefully you'll all be able to attend that. And don't forget this week's live on PAP, Police Abusing Powers, is the first Sunday of the month, so it will be probably a members only. So bear that one in mind. Alright, and guys, well, my respects to each and every one of you for keep supporting this here little channel. I know I go on. I'm an acquired taste, not for everybody. But for those that do stick around and the newcomers, welcome to you guys. 1 or 2 more people now are starting to drop in the comments and say hello and popping up on the lives. Nice to see new faces there on the panel as well. Yeah, it's going as I wanted it to. So, anyway guys, until the next one, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay free, and stay away from London. It ain't worth it anymore.